I've just dyed some fondant in a pastel pink colour, and I've also got some in a nice lavender pale purple colour, but you can have whatever colours you want. So I've just got a heart-shaped cutter, and we're just going to cut out a few little heart shapes. So we're going to roll it out. It's not too thin, it's still got a little bit of thickness to it, but thin enough for the cutter. So I'm just going to cut out a few hearts now. So I've just got some white fondant now that I'm going to roll out. Now, if you want your hearts just as hearts to stick on the top, and you can leave them as they are, that's fine. But I'm just going to add a little bit to mine. So I've just got a frilled edged cookie cutter. So we're going to cut out a little circle. Just push that out. And using a little piping nozzle, so I've got number 3 here. You can go bigger or smaller, that's fine. I've just been using it so it is blocked with icing at the moment. I'm just going to push it into the edge of each bit now. See if I can zoom in so you can see it any better. Hopefully it won't lose focus too much. So you're just going to pop it in, and it should bring out, leaving a little hole. And I'm going to do that all the way around. And what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of water in the centre, and then I'm just going to press my heart into the centre like that. And then what we're going to do is put some little polka dots on our hearts. So what I'm going to do now is add some little white polka dots. Now you can either stick tiny little polka dots on using fondant, or if you want you can paint them on. So I'm going to go with painting them on just because it might be a little bit quicker for me. But you will then have to make sure that the paint has dried, or the food colouring has dried, before we stick them onto anything. So I'm going to use my extra white sugar flare. You can also get the powdered colours, and you can just add a bit of water or vodka to them. So I've just got a small brush, and I'm just going to pop my little polka dots on. So they're not perfectly round when I'm painting them on. So what we're going to do is, now we've made our little hearts, and I've let mine dry, so I've also made a pink one as well as purple ones, and I think I'm going to use a pink one on this video. I'm going to just take a bit of ribbon that matches my cake. Now I do have videos on icing the cakes even, and also how you ice the board, which I'll put links up to. I want to measure around, so we'll go this way to find the length of my cake, and I'm just going to bring my ribbon so it's long enough to just overlap. Now there's a few different ways you can attach your ribbon to your cake. For this way I'm going to use a pin. You don't want to directly put a pin into the cake itself, but this cake is sat on a cake drum, so the cake drum comes probably about 1 centimetre up the cake. So as long as you're putting the pin within that bottom centimetre, it will go into your cake board rather than into your cake. So just make sure that that is what you do. Now I think I'm going to offset my bow to one side of the cake. So I'll overlap it just up here, and I'm just going to leave it like that for the time being without a pin, just to start with. Now you can also use royal icing to stick it, which works just as well, and then you don't have to worry about putting anything into the cake if you've got like a thinner board at the bottom rather than using a thick cake drum like what I have done. I've not got any royal icing made up, so that's why I've gone for the pin option this time. So what we're going to do now is take in another length of ribbon, we're going to loop it over and again, and I'm just going to see how big it is in comparison to my little heart, because I want it to stick out at either side. And then when you've got it to about the height you want, or length you want, you're just going to give it a trim with some sharper scissors than what I've got, and I'm going to cut off another length that's just a little bit shorter than the one that I've just cut, because we're going to do like 2 loops. Okay, so I'm going to get one of my pins ready. I'm taking the shorter one now. We're just going to loop it from either side so that it crosses in the middle. like so, and I'm just going to put that pin through the centre. In fact, what I'll do is I'll turn the join to the back so that you can't see it as much, and we'll put that pin through the centre like that. Okay, and then we'll pick up the other one, we'll do the same again. Oops, not very central, that one. There we go, that's a bit better. So I'll turn it round again, and I'm going to put this now through the middle of that one. Okay, like so, so we should have double bit of a bow. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to place it in the cake again. As I said before, make sure it's near the bottom so that it's going through the cake board that's under your cake. And just push that in, like so. So we're going to stick this just over our bow in the corner. Now you can use royal icing, which works well, or I've just got, you'll see, a piece of fondant, but I've wet it so it's gone really sticky and tacky. So I'm just going to put that on the back, like so, and we're just going to push that in place on the side of the cake. Okay, and it just makes a nice extra bit of detail on your cake. Thank you for watching.
If you liked this video and would like to see more, please click on the images of the other videos suggested. Also, please do subscribe to my channel using the button at the bottom right hand corner of the screen. You can also visit my cake website and my Facebook page to see more cakes and ideas.